Hello, hello. I talk a lot about my 100 plus credit card collection and my strategy to obtain new cards and cancel others. But really, tonight, really no real agenda. I wrote down a couple of bullet points. I really want to focus on how I accumulate those points, right? I'm not always getting a brand new credit card, but there are certain ways that I'm accumulating points that will allow me to travel at least once per month. So thank you in advance for joining. I'm calling this Tequila Talks. I don't have a schedule or anything like that on when these are going to go out. It's ultimately just going to be, whenever something's top of mind for me, I'll talk about it. So very appropriate. I called it Tequila Talks because today I'll be showing, talking through my tequila collection. I don't know if I want to call it a collection, but because I don't know, it implies that I don't drink the alcohol, and that's not true. So my tequila, I don't know, ensemble, I guess I'll call it. And this is one of the ways that I'm earning points and miles on a monthly or even just everyday basis, adding to the collection, replenishing, and all sorts of things. First and foremost, thank you for joining. I won't talk only about tequila, but I will be talking about, accumulating my credit card points and miles. I'll talk through some frequently asked questions that I've gotten on previous videos, but also if you have questions tonight, drop your questions in the chat, and I'll be sure to answer those as well. Already see some people in the live stream. Thank you so much. I didn't even schedule this, so this is really cool to see. Ian, I got to text you. I'll text you after this. I like margs with wildly expensive tequila. Okay. All right. Hey, to each their own. To each their own. Sledge, thank you for joining. 23, hello, hello. And I had some people at tequila. So, all right. I think let's first talk about the tequila I'm drinking, right? So, first and foremost, tequila is one of the ways that I am accumulating points, miles, and things like that. Whether it's from online shopping, whether it's from me actually going to stores, and then, right, y'all know I travel at least once per month. So I'm typically going to different liquor stores and different areas, right? Just trying to see what they have that I may, need to grab and bring home. I get free check bags because I do have some airline credit cards. So it kind of all goes with the theme. So without further ado, let's talk about what I'm drinking tonight. So I am drinking the full line of Mijenta tonight. Mijenta tequila is something, I think it started in 2024, female owned. They are one of the few organizations that's B certified. So that's like a lengthy process they have to go through. And they're really big on sustainability. And if you're not used to drinking tequila, they don't have any additives. So some of the tequilas you can see visually in the background here, they do have additives and they taste great. I'm no judgment. If you like additives, great. If you don't like additives, also great. I have a mix of different tequilas in my collection. So first and foremost, cheers to you and cheers to everybody that's here tonight. And I'm going to start the conversation tonight with the Tequila Blanco. Anytime I switch tequilas, I have 7 in front of me. I'm not drinking, full 1 ounces here, just kind of sampling throughout. So let's see if I make it to all 7 and then we can call it a night. And of course, mijenta means my people. So, very cool. Glad to see some people here tonight. All right. So I talked about tequila hunting. One of the ways I do that is through online shopping. There's a number of different sites. I'm not going to plug anyone's site. I don't discriminate when it comes to online liquor stores and things like that. But I do have a credit card that I recently acquired. This was one of the 6 or 7 cards that I applied for in 6 days. In the description, I did put a link to that video. If you haven't seen it, would love to get your feedback there. But one of the cards I recently added to my collection was the Bank of America customized cash card. Picked it up recently, and really why I got that is there was an elevated bonus. So I got $200 cash back after spending $1,000. But then for the next 12 months, I actually received 6% cash back on a category of my choosing. And I chose online shopping. So throughout the year, I'm going to be getting 6% cash back on all of my online tequila purchases. So this is one of the ways that I can earn cash back. I can choose then, right? Take that cash back. Maybe I buy rental cars. Maybe I buy points and miles, right? With that cash that I'm earning from that customized cash card. I have some questions already down here and some funny comments. So appreciate y'all. Ian, hilarious. Background balloon, peak stream title. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just came up with it now. Didn't know I was going live today. So appreciate it. Ian, people who like additives in their tequila probably like truffle oil. Hey, you're the chef here. I don't know anything about truffle oils except that sounds expensive, kind of like my tequila collection. So yeah, I don't know anything about that. Ian's a chef for those of you that don't know Ian. All right. Awesome. Thank you for serving. Nice. Okay. Got some questions here. And we may have to have Sledge join. Maybe we battle it out on what's better, tequila or whiskey. Hey, we all like what we like. And very similar to the credit card game, right? What works for you may not work for other people's situations. But for me, I like tequila. You can definitely catch me drinking whiskey. Some of my favorites, Angel's Envy. I like Knob Creek. I like Knob Creek Rye. So I don't discriminate. I'll give everything a try. Let me know if there's some that I should grab. Texas Dog, haven't seen you in a minute. I will actually be in Texas here soon. So let's talk through that. I talked about that I'm drinking mijenta today for my tequila. And how I discovered this brand, and this will go back to you, Texas Dog, full circle here, is Capital One has experiences and a lot of the credit card programs that I talk about on my channel, Capital One, Choice, Wells Fargo, American Express, they all have something called experiences or moments with Marriott, for example, where you can pay X number of points to go to certain events. So earlier this year, I used my Capital One miles. I think it was 12,500 venture miles to attend what's called the James Beard Eat America Tour. And it was hosted in Boston. There's cities that they go to. But Boston was one of those cities earlier this year. So this is how I discovered this brand Mijenta, and I've been absolutely obsessed with it ever since. One of their, not their master distiller, but one of their co-founders was there. And just hearing him talk through, how they make this, how it's so sustainable, and all of that is just really, really moving. And not everyone takes that due diligence and care as they're making tequilas, right? We got like, for example, Casamigos. I feel like that's everywhere. Additives in that. So Ian, you might like that, but ultimately, right, they're producing that by the truckload. They're not doing it the low and slow way that some of these other brands are. Now, Texas Dog, how do you get into this? I am actually attending a conference or an event called Good Spirits. I can put it up in the chat, or I'll put it up on the screen. Give me 1 second. And that will be taking place in Houston. Maybe it's in Austin. Good Spirits. Let me see. Good Spirits. Let's see where this is taking place. I already forget. Nevertheless, I already have my hotel, but I do not have, oh my goodness, I don't know why I can't type. But last year in 2024, it was in San Diego. So I imagine this is something that they may do going forward. Oh, I know why it's not coming up, because it's called Good Juice, y'all. So Good Juice event. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Share screen. Awesome. And so I will be attending this event. Oh, I'm sorry. It's in Austin, Texas on November 8th. If anyone's in the area, absolutely would love to meet up with you. I don't often tell you where I'm going before I go with a specific date. So if anyone is, especially Houston, Texas dog, if you're in the Austin area, we'd love to catch up and understand, what you want to see from the channel and just hang out for a few. And definitely we could have some margaritas or whatever. But yeah, I'll be attending this event in Austin. And of course, I'm using points and miles to help subsidize that trip. So I don't have my flights yet because one of my Capital One Venture cards, I don't know if it's the personal or the business, but one of those is set to renew here in the next couple days. So I want to use my $300 travel credit to help me with those flights. But otherwise, the rental car is already booked. I use my US Bank Altitude Reserve points for that real-time rewards. And then also I use my Wyndham Business Earner card and those points that earns to book a hotel. So always utilizing points, miles to help subsidize my trips and my travels. So Texas dog, that was a long way of saying, if you're in Austin, I hope you're in Austin. Let's try and get together November 8th. Okay, yeah, people are talking about the Bank of America customized cash. So this is the red card from Bank of America. It earns cash back. And like I mentioned, the first 12 months of that is going to be at that 6% rate. Every time after that's going to be 3% cash back. But there is a cap. It's $2,500, up to $2,500 per month, per quarter. Let's see. I don't want to misspeak here tonight. And we're not going to blame the tequila since I've already had 2 sips. Let's see. I think it might be per quarter. Yes, it's per quarter. So, depending on what you're buying, online purchases is the recommended category. They have a number of categories you can select, but between Amazon and all the other shopping that you're doing online, highly recommend selecting that online category and getting that 6% cash back up to $2,500 every 3 months. Oh, I did not know. I don't know. Fun fact of the night outside of my tequila ensemble here is truffle oil is derived from petroleum products. I did not know that. Calder says, what happened to your finger? Observant. All right. So I play flag football and a whole bunch of other sports. My team unfortunately came in second place. That's probably the worst part about it. But I did fracture my ring finger knuckle and also broke my ring finger in 2 places. One of my teammates, though, blessing, right? She was able to, I think she called it reframe. I don't know exactly what she did. My finger was facing a direction and she was able to get it back straight. From working, at a hand surgeon's office. So I don't need surgery. So shout out to her for that. Really, really appreciate it. And she's a tequila liker. So I'll have to hook her up with some tequila at some point. Thank you for asking. Booker, what's up? Haven't seen you in a minute. So good to see you. Okay. Take a shot for the commandment of the Marine Corps. Since we do it once per year at the Marine Corps' birthday every year, November 10th. My old school staff NCOs always got started warming up on October 1st. Okay, so it's October 2nd, isn't it? Or October? Yeah, it's October 2nd today. I appreciate your military service. I am not a part of the military. So kudos to you. I absolutely will drink to that. So that's delicious, by the way. Really good. I'll talk about the bottle before I go into some of these questions that I got here. But if you have questions, make sure you drop them in the chat here. Okay, cool. With the bottle, the label allegedly, I didn't fact check this, is allegedly made with the byproducts of the agave plant. So agave is the actual spirit that's used and plant that's used to make tequila. So that's really cool as we think about sustainability and using up potential things that would go to waste. And then I don't know if this is true or not as well, but some of the caps are glass, and it's supposed to emulate like them crushing the agave plant to make the tequila. So very cool, very thoughtful, right? As we think about this bottle. This does not have that like alcoholy smell. You know how sometimes you smell tequila or different alcohol and it smells like isopropyl alcohol? This does not have that. I would say this smells more like florally if I was to give it a smell. Definitely not a som though, so I'm sure other people would smell differently. Anyone's interested in the tequila glasses, I also put a link to that in the description box below. It does help me out if you use those links. Even if you don't purchase those items, just grab a link and do your shopping on Amazon as normal. That really does help me out. So greatly appreciate it. So just finished up the Tequila Blanco by Mijenta. Let me get back to some of these questions and I'll dive in. All right. Booker, what's going on? Ian, please send me a list of the Austin restaurants. Yeah, I should definitely eat before I go to this tequila tasting. It's basically just like a room where you can have a whole bunch of different companies, tequilas. So I should definitely eat before then. So good to see you, Booker, like I mentioned. If anyone's going to be in Austin or is planning to attend, that Good Juice, it's goodjuice.com. I'm not affiliated anyway. I'm just going as a participant. You know what I look like, though, so keep that in mind. Please come up to me, say hello. Don't be shy. But yeah, you know what I look like, and I only have a little bit of a YouTube icon here to go off of. And sometimes people don't use their real photos, which I understand. Sledge, can't wait to chat on Monday. Hopefully we got a Monday live stream going on. Awesome. Okay. Okay, a lot of people like that Bank of America customized cash card that I was talking about. So I talked about, I've already booked my hotel in Austin. I did use the Wyndham Business Earner credit card. This is one that I love. I don't think I'm going to cancel it. I go back and forth about it probably every year that I've had it. At this point, I think 2 years now that I've had it. So every year I've kind of thought about canceling it. But what's nice about that card, I don't use it for regular spending at all. But what is nice is that upon your anniversary, every single year, you get 15,000 Wyndham Rewards points to use. And keep in mind, it's a fixed chart. So Wyndham properties start at 7,500, and the most that they can be is 30,000 points per night, no matter what. And then in addition to that, with having the card, you get a 10% rebate on all of your stays. So a 30,000 point property becomes 27,000. So I actually spent 27,000 Wyndham Rewards points to book that property that I'll be staying at. And again, that's shout out to my Wyndham Business Earner credit card. I know I've mentioned the description box down below, but check out the scorecard, but also check out, I've done a number of videos on Wyndham. I've linked those below just so you can kind of keep the momentum going for tonight. All right, y'all, I'm going to go to bottle number 2 here. Bottle number 2 is still Mijenta. I'm just drinking them in order here tonight. This is the Mijenta Tequila Blanco Maestro Selection number 1. So I'll show the bottle. You can tell, like, as we step up here, and I got kind of one hand, but I like that they did like a light pink label for the original spirit. And then this is a limited release bottle, the second bottle that I'll be drinking here. So I like that it's like still pink, so I can tell that it's the Blanco, right? Because tequila goes Blanco or silver, Reposado, Añejo, extra Añejo, Cristalino as well. So I like that they kind of kept that pink scheme. So I'll stop nerding out. Let's try it together. If anyone's drinking, salud. That's okay. Going back to the first bottle, I'm not a som, like I mentioned, but that's a bottle I would buy regularly. I really like it on its own as I'm drinking it tonight. I don't have anything added. I also like this Blanco in a ranch water. So it's basically this Topo Chico or soda water or mineral water and lime. That goes really well with that. So this second one, this is the one that smells like isopropyl alcohol to me. So if you're just trying to get an idea on like what you should buy or what you shouldn't buy if you want to try something, this one to me kind of gives me that like neck, the hairs on the back of my neck stand up kind of feel. I was like the taste is kind of weird too. I don't know. I would say earthy. Yeah, I would say earthy on that one. The first one was more floral. This one's like almost like dirt. I haven't eaten dirt probably since I was a kid, but kind of tastes like that. So that's how I feel about that. Let me get back to this. Never a tequila fan. I bet you if we try some anejos and then you work down, you may like it. Typically, whiskey drinkers like the darker ones, and I'll get to those in a minute. But they typically like the darker style tequilas, and we'll see. Awesome. We're asking where people are at. She reset it. What did I reset? I don't know what I did. Okay. Had a great time in San Antonio. Wepa, is Joe here? Did I miss Joe? Joe, hello, if you're here. That bottle is a work of art. I agree. The Mijenta bottle is something else. I don't want to get too far behind. I'm just looking to see if there are any questions here. Okay, Texas Dog. My email is in the chat. I don't want to say when I'm going to be in Houston to everybody here tonight, but I actually will be in Houston as well. Please email me, and we can talk about maybe meeting up. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Okay, just making sure that I've answered these questions. Austin does have good barbecue, both regular barbecue, and I've heard the Korean barbecue scene is really good there as well. Okay. 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 Customized cash card is fire. I'm just looking if there are any questions. Maybe y'all can help me out. Maybe type the word question before your question, and I'll make sure I get to that. Someone asked, who does Barclays pull from? I have the General Motors card, and I wish I could product change. So typically, and I'm putting an asterisk on this, typically Barclays pulls from TransUnion, but with all credit card pulls, it's really dependent on your state. I live in Rhode Island, so I talk about all the time how there's not a lot of data points on who pulls from Rhode Island. But in Rhode Island and in Massachusetts, as well as New Hampshire, I know for sure that they pull TransUnion. If others want to chime in on where Barclays pulls from in their states, right, there's going to be a lot more data points on California, New York, right, Florida, some of those bigger states. But Rhode Island, I'm pretty much the data point, and I'm going to share that every single time. So asterisk, but I think TransUnion. Salute, Booker. Points blank. Rod, thank you, man. Okay, so y'all, I know I talked about this before. Rod used to have before, I think he used to go live on Facebook. He didn't have YouTube at the time, I don't think. And this was like 2019. I've been watching Points Blank Travel, or maybe he did have YouTube. But he did like a weekly or monthly live stream during COVID. Yo, Rod, thank you so much. It's so cool. Like, I don't know. I was watching you. Now you're here. Like, I don't know. That's kind of surreal. Very surreal. Reset the finger. Yes, that is what she did. Yeah, wild stuff. And she was like, you sure you don't want any meds? I didn't do it with any meds either. So yeah, she did reset my finger. Okay. We are going to go to some of the questions that are frequently asked. I pulled all of these from my YouTube channel, and keep in mind, I've only had my channel since January of 2024. So I don't have that many data points as we think about that and that many comments, but I appreciate everyone that watches the video even for 1 second, and also leaves a comment as well. So thank you for that. One of the most common questions that I've been asked is, what is my total credit card limit? Yeah, that one's not my favorite. You can see like my face is all tingy on that one. That's not my favorite at all. Would not buy that again. Definitely would not. So if that's That's not what I'm going for at all. It would be good though that what is this? The Maestra selection number 1. This would be great in a margarita or like, oh, actually, no, a Paloma, because it is like earthy. I feel like the grapefruit in a Paloma would probably make this drink a little bit better. So if you're a Paloma drinker, I would get this, limited release if they still have any available. I don't know how many bottles they made or anything like that. Okay. Total credit limit. It's tough for me to answer because I have a number of charge cards across, right, Capital One, across American Express, and a few other issuers as well. So those credit card or charge cards do not count towards your credit card limit. There's definitely a limit on them, but there's, it's just tough to say. So when I say this credit limit, it's not including the American Express Platinum card. It's not including the Capital One Venture X Business, because there's a limit at some point. I think I last looked on my American Express statement and it was like $45,000. But keep in mind, I have like 8 charge cards from American Express. So I don't think they're all that high. Nevertheless, my credit limits is somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 across my active credit cards that I hold. And I'm currently holding, I think, 42 active cards. And how I'm going to check this is by going to Travel Freely. Y'all know I love Travel Freely here. I will drop my referral link in the description. If you don't have Travel Freely, you are doing this wrong. So active cards only. Okay, I have 41 active cards, and I'm going to drop that link right here to Travel Freely. But 41 active cards, and I think about $300,000 across those. My smallest limit is my first credit card ever, and that's with Capital One. I think that limit still today is $2,750. So I'm not going to ask for a credit limit increase. I have a number of other Capital One credit cards. I think I have 5 or 6 cards at this point with them. So I'm not going to ask for a credit limit increase on that. Okay, let me go back to the chat. Just make sure that I'm answering all the questions here. So, all right, in Texas, going back to someone who asked, where does Barclays pull? In New England, the answer is TransUnion. In Texas, they pull Experian. One tip, though, if you're not sure after you do your Google search, right, or if you live in a small state like Rhode Island, like I do, what you can do is freeze all of your credit, the 3 major bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and they will tell you, hey, we noticed your blank report was frozen as you go to submit the application. So that way you can just unfreeze that one. So keep that in mind if you do live in a small state, or if you're not sure which credit bureau people search will pull. That's one way to do it. I'm not a tequila drinker, but the best tequila I drank was in Mexico City. It almost had a whiskey taste. Was served with sangria or sangarita. I don't know what a sangarita is, but sangria, if you did like a double fisting type thing, that's a power move. That's how you know that's a power move. I will be, Southern New Hampshire. Yeah. All right. Okay. So this person is traveling to New Hampshire in late November. First of all, congratulations on your daughter's graduation. That is amazing. From college. This is a university here in New Hampshire. I have to book a flight. What airline do I recommend? So a couple things. There is an airport in New Hampshire. The airport code is Mayday Hilo Thomas, MHT. But sometimes, right, that's a smaller airport. Sometimes the prices to that are ridiculous. So it may be better for you to travel to Boston, because that is a much bigger airport. And then just rent a car. You may still save money by doing that. As far as what flights I recommend, this is what I recommend you do. Go to your home airport's Wikipedia page. So I don't know where you live. You don't have to say it. It's okay. But type in, if you live in Austin, for example, type in Austin, Texas, Wikipedia page. From that, it's going to show you all of the nonstop flight options from your home airport, if that's Austin, for example, or whatever state or city that may be. From there, that's how you back into what the most optimal flight or airline should be for you. So from Austin, I imagine, I'm just guessing here, American Airlines, if you're traveling to Boston, Austin, Texas to Boston, Massachusetts. I can't tell you from Manchester, but I will pull up. Give me 1 second here. I will pull up the Manchester MHT Airport wiki. And let me share my screen here just to show you what I mean, so you can go through these steps. I don't want to give you an answer. I want to give you the tools so you can answer the question for yourself. Every single, and you notice I did that pretty quick, so let me jump back to the top. Every single Wikipedia page, every single airport has a Wikipedia page, and it's set up in the same format. What you're looking for is airlines and destinations. Again, Manchester, New Hampshire is a very small airport. So you'll notice that this list is very, very small here. But these are the nonstop options. So let's just say you live in Charlotte, for example, you're looking at American Airlines here. And with that, you could maybe use British Airways or Avios in general to book that flight, because that would be probably cheaper than American Airlines, right? So keep that in mind. Start with your home airport, or you can come to the Manchester, New Hampshire page if you are one of these cities. Most likely, if you want to fly into Manchester, it's going to require a layover somewhere. So keep that in mind. You may be better off booking Boston, Massachusetts, BOS, Bravo, Oscar, September, or Sierra, excuse me, as the airport code, and then renting a car to drive to Manchester, New Hampshire. Thank you for the question. Hopefully that will help. Texas Dog, thank you for sending me that email. I appreciate it. I will let you know when I'm in Houston for sure. Gator, FSU, or University of Miami? I won't answer that one. Oh, that's at Sledge. Okay, I was like, I won't answer that. I love college football. Personally, I would say right now I'm a Colorado fan, but I'm definitely a bandwagon fan. Here in New England and Rhode Island, right? College football isn't like popping like it is in some of these other, college towns. So I'm definitely a bandwagon fan, but really love Colorado right now. I will stay up so late to watch a Colorado game. Yes, I love that we got to collaborate a couple times last year and then one time this year. So we'll have to do that again. I would love that. 2-0 Cubs in the 7th, and the Tigers won. We will definitely be done before my Yankees go on. But keep the questions coming and keep the updates coming too. So I'm wearing my Major League Baseball hoodie. It has all the teams on the back. If anyone knows where I can get, I want like a baseball jersey, but I want all the teams, you know what I mean? Like patches of all the teams on it. If anyone can make me one, knows someone that can make me one, or just puts me on the right path, I don't know, if you need global entry, if you need clear, if you need any of that, I will pay for that for you. If you can put me in contact with somebody that can make me a baseball jersey, like with buttons, like a baseball uniform with like every single Major League Baseball team patch on it. That's what I've been looking for a while. All right. I put the link to Travel Freely. Real quick, I'm going to take just a quick break, mostly because I realized I'm drinking all this tequila. I don't have any water sitting in front of me. So I'm just going to go get some water, and I'll be right back answering the next question. Total credit limits, though, $300,000. Okay. While I'm up, I'll show you the back of this hoodie. It has all the Major League Baseball teams on it. I really like it. I got it for Christmas. So awesome. All right. Got some water. And we're on to bottle number 3 of 7. I should probably speed up my pace here, I guess. This is, again, Mijenta Tequila Blanco, but this is the Maestra Selection number 2. You'll notice that this is going to be the only bottle that does not have a circle, right? All the other bottles are cylinder or circular. This one is a pentagon because there are actually only 5 cities or states in Mexico, 5 states, sorry, 5 states in Mexico that are able to produce what we call tequila, like the actual word tequila. So each side of the bottle is representing one of those states in Mexico. So very cool, very thoughtful. This bottle design is really cool. And again, this is a limited release. This came out in early September. So as we think about that Bank of America customized cash card, I use 6% cash back to buy these bottles online. Let me take a sip. Let me take a smell first. Okay, this smells like fruity. I would say like, again, I'm not a som. Maybe one day I'll try and get a som credential, but definitely does not have that alcohol smell. Like this is something I like. I'm like, keep going back to it. I would say fruity. This one smells really, really good. And again, this came out, I think, early September. So I just got this in the mail the other day. So salute. That's delicious. That's absolutely delicious. I don't like to use the word smooth when talking about tequila, but you'll notice like when I drank the second bottle here, like my face was like, like, cause it was like alcohol-y. This is not like that. I kind of get like plums or maybe it's cherries. I don't know, very fruity with this one. I'm glad I bought a couple extra bottles of this because it's limited edition. I don't know how many bottles they released. Let me see real quick on the back of this. I have bottle number 27,588. So I don't know how many they're releasing of this limited edition, but I may buy more. That's really good. Wow. Wow. I'm upset that I only poured a little bit of that one, but we got some more to go. Okay. People like the Buckeyes. Okay. You have a Capital One. Filmo. So good to see. I haven't seen Filmo in a minute. Actually, I saw you the other day on the live stream when you were at Disney. $500 limit. Been bucketed since 1992. I will not tell you what I was doing in 1992, Filmo. And Sledge, when you say your total credit limit, you don't include charge cards either. If I was to include my charge cards, I don't know, probably somewhere well over $500,000. Like if I'm just being conservative on that. If one card has $45,000 of a limit, I'm just, just kind of. Okay. Thank you for breaking that down for me. Okay. We have any questions in here? If not, I'm going to keep going. I can do, okay. Philly might be the best bet. I definitely saw Philadelphia. Let me go back. Okay. So you were asking about your daughter's graduation. Let me just go back to this page. You said Philly, BWI, or Reagan. Okay. So American's going to be your best bet. That's what I would recommend. Just kind of looking at this chart. Yeah. Easy. Okay. Or I guess United too, but you're going to be on a small little United plane. So I don't love that. Non-stop options though, American or United are going to be your moves there. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate that. Okay. Okay. People like Colorado. Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love their uniforms. I love it. Okay. 3-0 Cubs. Okay. All right. But they went fast. Oh my goodness. Yes, please do. Oh my God. Please do. Please check to see if there's anything there. Okay. Let me get back to some of these frequently asked questions. Thank you for staying with me here. I know I got a little bit off topic. The next most common question that I'm asked is, what tools do I use to help me book flights and hotels? So I guess we kind of already started talking about that. First and foremost is the Wikipedia pages. What airlines fly to specific airports? That's probably one of my most frequently Googled items is those Wikipedia pages. After that, Chad of Chad's Money Minutes and I did a live stream on Monday night, this past Monday night, where we talked about some of the tools, but some of those included Google Flights, the Wikipedia pages, an app or a Google Chrome or Safari extension called Points Path. I think right now only available is the Google Chrome extension. They're testing right now. I'm testing the Safari extension as well. So Points Path is another one that I'm using all the time. Google Flights, definitely. And then, y'all, I subscribe to a lot of different flight alerts and things like that. So things like Thrifty Travel, things like, what's Spencer's? Straight to the Points. Services like that. That's a paid subscription that I pay for every single year. So as we think about, again, accumulating points and miles, that's another way by buying those subscriptions. But they do all the research. They will provide when there's a flight deal or an anomaly on a route. And that's usually how I'm kind of booking some of my stuff. I like to travel at least once per month, but sometimes I don't have stuff booked. Like for December, this current December, I have absolutely no flights booked right now. But I will wait to see if there is a travel deal or something like that I can take advantage of. And oftentimes I will be booking something from one of those. Okay. Couple questions I got here. What's the difference between a credit card and a charge card? There are no dumb questions. So we can go as beginner, basic as we need to, or as advanced as we're talking about. Difference between a credit card and a charge card. Most people, what they have, if they have any credit cards, is a traditional credit card. What that means is there is a fixed limit on that card. Like if you look at your paper statement or online, let's just use that Bank of America card, right? Maybe I have a $24,000 limit. That is typically, like when you see that, it counts towards your utilization rate. If you're looking at things like Credit Karma or otherwise, it will count towards that utilization limit. Charge cards, however, do not count towards your utilization, or excuse me, do not count towards your credit limit, but will affect your utilization. So with a charge card, there's no preset limit per se. There's definitely going to be a max at some point, but there's a fixed due date. And at that due date, you are expected to pay that full balance that you owe at the time. Whereas with a credit card, you have the option to pay interest, right? So let's just say you owe $2,000 when your statement comes due. You only pay $1,000. You only pay $500 of that. Everything over $1,500 is going to get taxed. Interest rate. So that's a credit card. Interest rate, you can pay it down that way. Whereas with a charge card, they expect you to pay the full amount in full at the end of every single month. And those interest rates, I think, are very high. But I think all interest rates are very high. But I think some of them can approach like 30%, which I think is like mafia territory, in my opinion. Thank you for an additional subscription to my channel. Really appreciate it. Sledge, Lisa, Jay Stocks. When are you going live? I didn't know you were going live tonight. My apologies. So I will end my live whenever that time is so we can all switch over and watch that. Do you feel the need? The next question is from Sledge. Do you feel the need to apply for some cards since... Yo, I am cracking up. So Sledge has, I have 41 active credit cards right now, and I've had, I think, 104 credit cards in my lifetime. So Sledge, get at me when you've had over 100 credit cards in your lifetime. But yes, to answer your question, because you surpassed me in active credit cards, I do feel the need to, apply. So thank you for that. Yep. Really appreciate it. I'm definitely trying to follow here. Okay. I'm going to finish up my last sip of the Mijenta Tequila Blanco Maestra Selection number 2 limited edition bottle. Man, that's good. That is so good. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Let me look up how much this cost. This is a bottle I would recommend. And I know somebody said it's their daughter's graduation. I don't know if you want to buy your kids alcohol. Totally up to you, right? We all have our things, but that's a good bottle. Wow, and it's limited edition too. So that's really good. On its own, because it's fruity, I would say margarita. I would say something of that effect, right? I like to mix my tequila with Fresca. So this would be a good option. Actually, all of the options that I've had, all of the Blancos. So I've had 3 Blancos now, starting with the original and then the 2 limited editions here. Each of these would also be very good with Fresca. Very good, especially the second one. This one tastes like rubbing alcohol, I would say. So, yep. All right, let me have some water. Let me check the chat. Okay. Oh, no. Controversy at MLB. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks, Rod. I appreciate it. I thought you were saying they had a live stream tonight. Exactly. Sledge is talking cold, hard trash. Trash, trash, trash. Sledge, how many cars in your lifetime have you had? And also, Sledge, I think you might need the Travel Freely account because I know you don't have an account. So grab the referral link right here in the chat. Let me drop it again right here in the chat and go ahead and sign up for an account so we can really have a duel here. We can really battle it out on who's had the most cards. All right. I'm just messing around. I'll go to the next question. I've only answered 2 questions on this FAQs. Question I get all the time via email. Appreciate your questions via email and also in the comments. Can I apply for more than 1 credit card on the same day? Y'all are out here absolutely balling. So can I apply for more than 1 credit card on the same day? My answer is yes. Asterisk, as always. You absolutely can. There are some banks that are more risk tolerant than others. So I would make sure you have a strategy or a game plan on what you're looking to do. So let me use this as an example, and this is advanced. So anyone that's just kind of beginning with credit cards, this may not be applicable, but the Chase 524 rule. Let's say you've gotten 4 cards in the last 24 months and you're like, I want to apply for my last Chase card to make me 524 or go over 524. You can technically apply for 2 Chase cards in a rolling 30 days. And that's okay with Chase. But there are other banks that have other unique rules. So I would just say, look up what those unique rules are, whether it's Bank of America, Chase, American Express, Capital One, etc., and make sure that you're abiding by whatever rules are appropriate there. Okay, so all right, perfect. So yes, with an asterisk, and with the Chase example, if you are the type of person, so let's say you're 424, you want to surpass the 524, I would apply for 2 cards at the same on the same day. I would, if you're interested in getting business cards, I would first apply for a Chase business card. Make sure that gets approved, whether you have to call in the phone number and do the reconsideration thing. I would do that. And then separately, then after that's approved, then I would go ahead and apply for the second card. And that one would be in the personal variety. So any other personal cards as well. So, or you can do 2 personal cards. Totally up to you. Totally up to you. Yeah, don't tell me Sledge is still going at it. Sledge has 46 active cards, y'all. I have 41. What do we think about that? Let me know in the comments. Let me know, because let me know. Maybe we can get Sledge to come on here and chat, because this just seems crazy. Okay. Let me check the chat here. 46 active cards. This guy, crazy. That's a lot of cards, though, by the way. Shout out to my guy, Sledge. It's all fun. Anyone that doesn't know Sledge, check out his channel after you're done watching this video. Okay, 3-0 Cubs, top of the 8th, and you already have Travel Freely. Great. I don't know if you use my referral link. I'll never know, but I love Travel Freely. No harm, no foul if you didn't. Exactly. We everybody loves Sledge. How can you not? How could you not? And Sledge knows I love him. We do a live stream each Monday. If one of us isn't traveling, then then we do a live stream on Mondays. Exactly. So check out the video I did. I think it's titled "I applied for 7 cards in 6 days." Definitely, look at that if you're interested in a strategy that you can use as well. Okay, y'all, we are on to bottle number 4 of 7 in the Mijenta line. So I have every single bottle that Mijenta has ever released. So shout out to the Mijenta people. Maybe I can get my first channel sponsorship. Mijenta, I love it. I love it, and I love you guys. I am now moving from the Blanco line to the Reposado line. So starts with Blanco, moves up to Reposado. All that means is it's been in a resting for greater than 3 months. Less than a year, but greater than 3 months. That's all a Reposado anything is. This is not a limited release, but it does say the bottle number on here. I have bottle number 59,196. And this is an older bottle because I can tell because it has a like a normal cork. The OG bottles of Mijenta have that glass topper like I talked about at the beginning. So just wanted to provide some education on the tequilas as I'm drinking it. So if you notice, if you're at a liquor store and you're wanting to try Mijenta for the first time, I would recommend you look for one that has this glass topper and not this like traditional like cork, like a wine cork kind of thing. But yeah, the Reposado, this is my favorite. Well, so far, this is one like I keep rebuying. I've bought so many bottles of this. This is a newer bottle. I actually opened this for tonight, but I've gone through some bottles of this since I've introduced to Mijenta. So again, if you're interested in the flutes that I'm using, these are tequila flutes or wine flutes or champagne flutes. Grab that link in the description and shop on Amazon. So let me go ahead and yeah, this is one of my favorites. I already know I like it. It's just so good. Tastes like it's kind of like in that whiskey vibe. Like I don't know if they age it in whiskey barrels, but I would not be surprised. Very, very good expression. Again, I would say ranch water is perfect for this. I would say I would avoid the Paloma because there's not that like super citrusy vibe in this. I would say margarita for sure, especially like a spicy marg. This would be really good. Or maybe a margarita with tahini on the rim. Maybe not a spicy marg because I don't want the flavor of the tequila to get like muddled out completely. Something I also like, I guess it's like a ranch water. But sometimes I'll order a mojito, but instead of rum, I'll ask them to put a tequila in it instead. So that's one of my vibes. I kind of like make my own drinks at the bar sometimes. I love the Reposado. And again, last thing, you'll notice, right, with their original expressions. So the Blancos all have like a greenish, a pinkish label. The Reposado here has a green label. So we're switching, expressions as we think about that. Okay, let me see. 3-0 Cubs, bottom of the 8th is about to start. Awesome. Appreciate the updates. Keep them coming. I'm going through a couple more. I got a few more questions here. Would love any questions that y'all have as well. Most common question I've gotten in 2024 was, where do I find all-time high sign-up bonuses for new credit cards? So I'm guessing this is like, what websites do I use? How do I consolidate that information? That's how I interpreted this. Okay. I use uscreditcardguide.com, and I will pull it up, uscreditcardguide.com. Let me pull it up and show it. You guys know that I like showing the information as we talk about it here. So I'm not affiliated with this. There's no referral link or anything like that. It's just a normal website, uscreditcardguide.com. And what this does is it shows you all of the, I'll say, most popular, highly talked about credit cards in a list format. So let's just say you really like doing business with Chase, for example. These are all of the Chase cards, and this is on the personal side only. This is all of the personal cards that Chase offers. And they are regularly updating this website with the most recent or the highest offers available. I will say with US Credit Card Guide, the only exception to that is like American Express. Man, American Express makes me so mad. I did a video on this too when I talked about the alternatives to the American Express Platinum card. That was my most recent video that I launched. But man, they make me so mad because they make you basically have to know somebody who knows somebody in order to get the most highest offer that they have. If you go to just americanexpress.com, you may see an offer that's like 50,000 membership rewards points after, spending $1 bajillion. But if you go incognito, if you do Safari browser versus Google Chrome versus Arc versus DuckDuckGo, or if you look on your cell phone, if you join a VPN, you may get an offer instead of 50,000 membership rewards points, you may get up to 300,000 membership rewards points for the same card. American Express is tricky. So I would use US Credit Card Guide for just about everything that isn't American Express. But then, right, I still use it as a reference. Like, is this a good offer? Like, if you just go to chase.com and you're seeing something and you want to benchmark it, I would use those benchmarks. Going back to US Credit Card Guide, and let me pull it up again. What I like about it, let me come down to a Chase card. Sorry if I'm giving anyone a headache here. What I like about it is it tells you all of the benefits about a specific card. The highlights here, the changes in the sign-up offer over time. And then down below here, the benefits. Here's what I really like, though. In addition to listing out all of the benefits, there's this historical offers chart. So you can come in and see, okay, this goes back to 2018, right? So January of 2018, this is a, 50,000 point sign-up bonus for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Whereas today it's 100, is it 125? I'm having trouble reading that chart. Yeah, okay. 125,000 membership rewards points. And let me just scroll down here so you can see that on the chart. So I really like you can kind of see it over time. So you can say, okay, maybe there's a pattern here, right? Maybe in the summertime or maybe around the holidays, there's an elevated offer on this card historically. So maybe you wait. Instead of applying today, you wait until November, December to apply for a card because there's a historical offer that typically rolls around, or an elevated offer, that rolls around. So uscreditcardguide.com. In addition to teaching you about the credit card, it also shows, right, this historical offers chart on every card. But then if there's an upgrade, downgrade path as well. So you may start off with the Chase Sapphire Reserve at just about $800, $900. But after year one, right, after you get this 125,000 membership ultimate rewards points, you may want to downgrade that to a Freedom Unlimited or even just a Sapphire Preferred, etc. So I really like this site, and that's how I will typically search for those high offers. Okay. Go into the chat, drinking some water, and I'm going to finish this reposado so we can talk through these other cards. Don Julio 70 Añejo Tequila. That's your favorite? Okay. I don't know if Don Julio 70. I don't know if I've had that. But I was talking earlier about additives and not additives. Don Julio is an OG, but they sold their company a long time ago to a big brand. They technically have additives in their tequila. No harm, no foul. If you like it, you like it. I'm not discriminating against additives or not additives. But when I say additives, they'll add things like sugar. They'll add things like high fructose corn syrup. They'll add, things like that outside of just agave, water, and yeast. So that's what an additive is. Anything outside of those three ingredients is an additive. Points Blank Travel loves the live streams that I do with Sledge and Friends. Okay, I think I'm behind. Sledge says, what's the most underrated card that I have? So I have such a little amount of cards compared to Sledge. He wants to ask me this. Let me see. Out of the 41 active cards, that's tough. I'm going to flip through my binder. I love this question. I want to make sure I give a really, really good, robust answer here. Oh, no, it's not underrated, I would say. I want to say it's a card that's still available to, so my hesitation on answering is, I would say a card that's discontinued, which is the Ritz-Carlton card. I think it's really underrated. People are always like, why don't you just get the Bronvoy Brilliant? How come you don't, all that stuff, right? So that's a card that I would say is underrated, but it's talked about a lot and it's discontinued. So I'm not going to say that one. I am instead going to say, oh, I know what I'm going to say. I haven't even used this card yet, y'all. I got approved for it and haven't even used it. This is the Apple credit card. I haven't used the card. I was approved for it. Haven't used it yet. But what I love and why I think it's underrated is because it earns cash back, which I think all cashback cards are great. I know I don't talk about them enough, but they have a role in my wallet and my setup for sure, a heavy role. But here's why I like it. If you buy any Apple product, you're able to pay that off over time without interest. So y'all know Apple products feel like they're $1 million nowadays with this iPhone 17, but you can buy the newest iPhone and pay that off over 12 months with no interest. I still want to get, and I talked about with Chad with this, is the AirPod Maxes. Everything is in my house right now is Apple, and we can talk about my next hobby that I have outside of the ensemble of tequila that you see behind me. But Apple is like the way to my heart. Of course, I have a Samsung phone as well. Got to have the best of both worlds. But yeah. Sorry, I was reading some questions that were coming in. But the Apple card, I love that you can pay, choose to, pay it off at the end of the month, or with no penalty, you can use the 12, 24, 30. I don't think anything's 36 months. Maybe the cell phones may be 36 months, but every product has like a set amount of months you can pay it off with no penalty. Booker, I am so glad you learned something new. I hope everyone learns at least one thing tonight that is new or they forgot about and is top of mind for them. So underrated card, the Apple card, and then also the Apple card right now is with the bank called Goldman Sachs, very large bank in the US. Rumors are saying that Goldman Sachs is going to sell the portfolio of Apple cards and all the customers today, right? So Manuel, you're an Apple card customer. I'm an Apple card customer, to Chase. So if you are over 524, maybe you apply right now today while that card is through Goldman Sachs, because it doesn't apply to the 524 rule. It doesn't apply to any of those other kind of rules that are out there. So that is the most underrated card in my collection. 41 only. Sledge, I know you got 46. So would love to understand what the most underrated card you have is. I love that Reposado. So good. Okay. That's good. Okay. We got 3 more bottles of Mijenta. They have total of 7 different releases that they have. And I'm drinking through all 7 tonight. So next up here, we're back to the circular bottles. This one is interesting to me. And I don't know why they did this. They kept a really good theme with the Blancos. Remember I told you that all the labels are a pinkish hue? With the Reposados, right? This is a Cristalino, by the way. So Cristalino is kind of its own thing, but what that means is, right, they aged it for anything greater than 3 months. So it has, it could have color, it doesn't have to. But then they stripped out all of the color. I don't know if it changes the taste. It's possible that these may taste the same. If you ask most tequila people if they like Blanco, Reposado, Cristalino, or Añejo, or extra Añejos, they will say like Cristalino is like their least favorite. Because like you're doing all that work of aging it. So why take the color out? I don't know if I agree. I guess let's taste it. Let's see. But I think this was, no, this is regularly available. So it's not a limited release or anything. But I hate they didn't keep the green theme. Like I wish that this would have been like a light green or a darker green or something like that, right? So like in the liquor store that it's a Reposado. I wish they would have did that. All right. Also, do you guys like this format of video? I know there's not really a set agenda. I'm trying to keep it on task with the questions and answering your questions. And then, of course, talking through tequila, but would love any feedback that you have on this type of video. Oh, so it has like an aftertaste. Let me try some water. Maybe it's just that I didn't have water in between. Okay. Sledge is at Total Wine right now. Please hit up the tequila aisle. And Sledge, you have my number. Can you take a picture in your aisle of tequila? Or maybe we can FaceTime after this. And you could show me what they have. I will Venmo you if they have tequilas that I want. And I'll pay for shipping and all that. But let me know what they have in the aisle. Take some pictures, send it to me. I would love that. Also, one of my friends, I'm going back to this original Reposado here, said that I poured extra of this one because I knew I'd like it. That's hilarious. So that's funny. Thank you for watching, Nicole. Appreciate it. All right. The Cristalino, let's try it again. It has that alcohol-y smell again. So 2 of these out of the 4, and by that I mean 2 of the 5 that I've had tonight, this one and the Reposado Cristalino have that alcohol smell. It also smells sweet though. Like I would say, I could definitely tell this was like in a barrel of some type. Definitely not a wine barrel. I can tell that right off the nose, but yeah, this one smells. I get alcohol first, that burning of like the nose hairs, and then I get some sweetness. I get that barrel-y smell. Yeah, I don't know. This one, I would definitely say I wouldn't drink this neat normally. I'd mix this into a cocktail. Maybe this would be good in a tequila old fashioned. I could see that. I could see that being good here. Again, if anyone has a Mijenta Tequila Connect, please connect me with the master distiller or any of the co-founders or anything like that. I imagine this is a smaller organization. I love your brand. And I don't have any sponsors or anything like that. This is just completely unbiased. But if they want to send me any test bottles or anything like that, or any of the other samples that they have, any bottles they have, please put me in contact with them as well. But yeah, this will be good in like a cocktail. If you're not accustomed to tequila, all of these brands, right? I know somebody mentioned Don Julio before. I'm talking about Mijenta tequila tonight. But if you go to like the Mijenta website, and maybe I'll do this here just to talk through some tequila before I get back to credit questions. they will have how to make a cocktail on their website or preferred recipes for food, right? If you wanted to pair this with food, or vice versa, they'll have all of that on their website. In addition to, right, here are all of the bottles that we offer. So let me go ahead and share my screen once more. Trying to get more smooth at this. I'm apparently not smooth with the click. Somebody told me the other day. So I take both positive and not so positive feedback on that. So I am over 21. I won't tell you my age, but I am. And you'll notice at the top of this website, there is a item for recipes. So you can see some recipes for cocktails. Let me just see here if there's any that I would recommend. Oh, I don't even know some of these. I don't even want to pronounce that. A Landmark, bitters, Blanco, herbal. Oh, the Cristalino. So I'm drinking the Cristalino right now, and this looks like a martini. So yeah, I could see that. I could see this in a martini. I could see that for sure. But yeah, you can go to any of these websites, and there's going to be like really cool recipes, and if you're a bartender, right, maybe this is how you get some inspiration on some cocktails you can add to your menu as well. All right, I'll stop that. Okay. Mama Zeke, thank you. I'm glad you like this type of thing. Let me get back to the credit questions as I try and chug down this Mijenta Cristalino Reposado here. Why do I choose to close $0 annual fee credit cards? Oof. Yeah, that's tough for me. That needs to be a cocktail. But why do I choose to cancel or close my $0 annual fee credit cards? I think that every single card in your portfolio, whether it has a $900 annual fee or if it has a $0 annual fee, should all be weighted the same as you think about your strategy and think about what's best for your current financial position. So last year, I think I closed maybe 10 no annual fee cards. That was for example, the Discover It credit card, the Amazon Prime card from Chase, and so many others. The City Custom Cash I also canceled. There's so many cards that I've canceled over this period of time. And since 2017, 2016, when I started this credit card journey. And they just no longer make sense for what I'm trying to do. So I always just take a personal snapshot, and I'll say like an annual plan, and just look at, okay, do these cards still add value to me, or am I stretching why I need to keep it for another year? And I go off the assumption that all of these cards have no annual fee, so I treat them the exact same. Are the benefits duplicative? I kind of go through that kind of listing and methodology in my head as we think about that. So I choose to cancel no annual fee cards or any card because they no longer have a purpose in my wallet. So for example, this time last year, I canceled the Discover It card. I have 2 Discover It's, and I've talked about how I have multiples of a lot of cards in my portfolio. But the Discover It, I canceled the second card that I had ever got, the second Discover It that I got with them. The reason being is I knew in 2025 or this calendar year that I wanted to reapply so I could use that. It comes with double cashback matching in the first year, a 5% rotating quarterly category, up to $1,500 in the category. So that really is 10% in the first year. And then on top of that, y'all, it comes with a 12-month no interest rate on purchases and I think balance transfers too. Let me just double check. Let me go to here and let me go to Discover. Let me just make sure it's on balance transfers too. But I know it's definitely on purchases. Let's just double check. Does it say? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Some of these websites are so funny. They make you hunt down. Okay. So it is on. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take a step back. Are y'all seeing this? This is 0% interest rate for 15 months on purchases and balance transfers. 0%. So if you are someone that maybe has credit card debt, you're not seeing it. You weren't seeing it. Let me go make sure you're seeing it. 0% for 15 months. So if you are someone that's in credit card debt, or maybe just trying to pay down debt at an accelerated rate or pay less interest, it may make sense to pay the small fee that's associated with doing a balance transfer to Discover, and then doing a 0% offer on that for 15 months. So you can pay that down a lot more accelerated than paying interest rate plus, every single month it's accelerating that interest rate. Sledge said he sent me some pictures at Total Wine. So let me take a minute here to make sure that there's nothing I want at his Total Wine in Florida. Let me check. Okay, they have some good bottles here, y'all. I wish I could share it on the screen, but I don't want to accidentally share his phone number or anything like that. They got mijenta on the shelf, y'all, at this Total Wine. Okay, a lot of this has additives, some of the ones that he's shown. And when I say additives, think of some of the celebrity tequilas, right? I know I've talked about tequila a little bit here. But Kevin Hart, LeBron James, Casamigos, which is now not George Clooney, but used to be. A lot of those type of Kendall Jenner with 818. Those are brands that definitely have additives. Oh, the one right here, this really nice bottle, the white with the blue swirls here, hand painted, additives, Clase Azul additives, but it tastes good. If you like it, you like it. I like it. I think it tastes good. It kind of has a vanilla cotton candy kind of taste, but I don't know. I just like it. It's good. Okay, Sledge sent me so many pictures, y'all. Let me just take a quick look. And then where I'm going to switch to, I got 2 more bottles of tequila here. So I will switch to that. Sledge, thank you for sending me these pictures. The tequila hunting, I don't have to be in person. I don't have to be in person, y'all. I can just have my friends send me some pictures. How cool is that? You two brought us together. Okay, let me see. Okay, Sledge, I'm going to text you back, but nothing's standing out to me that's I got to buy it tonight. I could be missing something, but when in doubt, after this live stream, I may have. Oh, okay, Sledge, if you're watching, there is a bottle of Lalo. It is, I will respond directly to the picture that you sent. It's actually the second to last picture you sent me. Can you look on the label of the Lalo bottle and see if it says 2024 or 2025? So it's Lalo and it has a gold banner on the bottom. Let me go ahead and just text Sledge and then I'll get back to these questions. Thank y'all for staying with me here. Let me know the feedback if we like tequila talks. Let me just send him this on the 3rd from bottom shelf. Okay, so Sledge, if the bottle says 2024, I want it. If it says 2025, I'm good. I'm looking for a 2024 Lalo high proof bottle. Okay, cool. If that's in your store, because I can't see the little tag on it, then I want that. Thank y'all for sticking with me here as I talk through tequilas with Sledge on the phone here at Total Wine. Okay, we're on tequila number 6 of 7. Are we ready for that before I dive into some more credit questions? Again, we're sticking with mijenta. We're at the Mijenta Tequila Reposado, and this is Symphony Series number 2. I looked up online, and you can already tell I've already had some of this, right? But I looked online because I couldn't find the Symphony number 1 series. I think, this isn't confirmed, so if anyone wants to fact check me, please let me know. I think that this was the first limited release bottle, this Cristalino. I think this may have been Symphony Series number 1 because I cannot find it. Like if I Google Symphony Series number 1, nothing pops up. Like there's no other bottle, there's no other thing. So I'm wondering, right? They had the Blanco and the light pink, what I started with. They had the Reposado. These are always available. Last year, they released the Cristalino. And I'm wondering if they just started like at this point, they didn't have that they were going to release other types of like limited edition bottles. So I'm wondering, I don't know. This is one that is still available on the Mijenta website though. So not sure. Okay. Let's taste it though. You can see that this is not a Cristalino, but it is lighter than the original Reposado. That doesn't mean it was aged any less. It just means, right, maybe the different barrel that they put it in was, maybe French or oak or stainless steel or whatever. But this is Tequila Reposado Symphony Series number 2. This is, I can't find a Symphony Series number 1. So that's where my conclusion comes from. I ran out of the tequila flute. So now we're on to a snifter. This is mostly for like whiskey, sledge, or brandy or something like that. But yeah, I think I may have poured a lot of this one. So just bear with me here as we come to wrap it up. This definitely has that alcohol burn, like as you swallow it here. Definitely has that alcohol burn as we think about that. If you already are a tequila drinker, you're going to like this one. Just neat, like how I'm drinking all of these tonight. I would personally, like if I wasn't on this live stream, I'd probably add 1 or 2 cubes of ice to kind of dilute this down a little bit. But would be great in a cocktail. I know they talked about a lot of them on their website. This is perfect for a tequila old fashioned. I like my old fashions a little bit sweet, but this would be the ideal drink for that if I was to do that. Circle it. Oh my goodness. Sledge wants me to circle which one I want. Hold on one sec. Let me save the picture and let me circle it. Y'all, let me see if I can get this done. Photos. Thank you so much for bearing with me, y'all. I know. I'm going to just do another picture of the picture. Okay. And then send this to Sledge. Okay. I just sent him a picture. He's probably standing in this tequila aisle. Sledge, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. He's probably standing in this tequila aisle so confused because he's a whiskey guy. If 2024, please buy it. Please buy it. I don't even know if he's listening. He might be listening to this. Oh, Lord. I can't even type on my cell phone, y'all. Okay. I sent him all the instructions. Okay. Let me go back and make sure I've answered all the questions live here. Can you tell me which banks are not inquiry sensitive, especially for folks who have over 25 cards? I have 4 cards that fall off early next year. Okay. So with your credit report, there are 3 major bureaus that most banks, most credit unions will pull. That's Experian, that's Equifax, and that's TransUnion. Those are the 3. All of those, you can get your scores for free. So TransUnion and Equifax, you can go to Credit Karma and create an account there that will pull your scores and your hard inquiries and your accounts and all of that. And if you go to Experian.com for free, Do not pay for the paid version unless you want to. I do not. I use the free version. And you can get your credit score on Experian, as well as your accounts, your utilization, all of that from Experian.com. Every single one of those 3 bureaus has different accounts that they will say, and then also different inquiries, right? Because every bank will pull from a different report. So I think it's worth, again, take a look at my video that I did. Let me get you the name of the video so you can take a look at it. It is called 2025 Credit Card Recap and Strategy. And I'm going to put you a link in the description box here. So edutainment and convergence. I'm going to drop this link. This is for you. Check out this video. I talk about how to strategically understand that not all of your credit reports are the same. And then also not every single account is reporting to each of those 3 bureaus. It's possible you may have, I'll just say, 10 hard inquiries that are falling off of your TransUnion account, but those inquiries aren't on your Equifax or aren't on your Experian. So what you would want to do is look for banks that pull from, in your area, in your state, that pull from Experian and Equifax only. Leave TransUnion alone until those hard inquiries fall off, but focus on Experian and Equifax. I hope that makes sense. Please back this up, rewind it if you need to watch it again. Okay. I hope that helps. Manuel Jimenez, another comment. Do you drink mezcal? Yes. If you, oops, wrong way. If you look over my shoulder, I do have some mezcals here. So tequila talks may also be mezcal. We'll see what I come up with for the next topic here. And I'm going to wrap up here at, I don't know, maybe 5 more minutes. I'm going to go through these comments. I'm going to rapid fire the last couple questions here. And also I got one more bottle here. So I will rapid fire. If you have any questions, this is going to be the last, like, I'll say 3 to 5 minutes here. Okay. Sledge convinced me. Okay, cool. We can talk through Sledge items at another time. I have a CSR and 2 platinums. Woo! Yo, you paying some annual fees. Oh my goodness. Okay. Create a spreadsheet or go online and copy one. Yes, I also have a spreadsheet if you're interested in tracking your credit cards or points and miles and all that. But use the travel freely, y'all. You don't have to do any signing into your credit card accounts or anything like that. You just say, hey, I have a Discover It card. Excuse me. And you plug that in. You don't have to do anything crazy. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, next one. And I said I'm going to rapid fire. So boom, that's the video for edutainment, excuse me. I have the platinum business. Okay, you're not addressing me, so we're good. Is getting more digital credits and Uber credits and airline credit. Okay, I don't think that's to me either. Okay, if there are any questions, drop them in the chat. Appreciate anybody that's been here for 1 second or this full hour and 28 minutes. I'm going to rapid fire the questions here. How far are you in the tequila? So I'm on number 6 of 7, and my most recent bottle that I'm currently drinking in the snifter is a Mijenta Tequila Reposado limited edition Symphony Series number 2. I have not found a Symphony Series number 1 though. So I don't know if they're going to come out with that later on, or I don't know if the other Reposado that they have was meant to be the Series 1 and they didn't know they were doing a series. So rewind the video, background balloon. Cheers to you. Okay, that's bottle 6 of 7. Okay, last bottle that we're going to cover, and then we will call it a night, and we can watch my Yankees hopefully beat the Boston Red Sox tonight. Okay, the last bottle, and we've kind of moved up here as we think about this, but this is the Mijenta Añejo Grand Reserva. The Mijenta Añejo Grand Reserva. I'm actually going to get up and just show you how this comes, just so you can see what this looks like. This actually comes in a box. Y'all, look at this presentation. This box is like, you know how people do unboxings? I haven't seen anyone do an unboxing yet. So maybe if there's interest in me doing these tequila talks, I will unbox this. But the Mijenta Tequila Añejo Gran Reserva, that is number 7 of 7. This is every single tequila that Mijenta has released from April of 2024 through October of 2025. Thank you, Sledge. Do not get the 2025 version. So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for looking. Okay. Had to step away. Okay, perfect. Sponsored by me. I wish. Okay, again, I wish Mijenta would sponsor. I met one of their co-founders earlier in the year, like I mentioned. If they are looking for anybody to sponsor a small creator, I love it. As you can see, I'm supporting you by buying the 7 bottles that you've released, including the limited edition. Would love a phone conversation, would love an interview if you are looking for folks on YouTube to talk about Mijenta and expand the brand. I know I'm a small creator, but I would be honored. Texas Dog. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't have the music because Sledge isn't here tonight. But Texas Dog, when I come to Houston, you will know. And thank you so much for the super chat. Yes. Okay. Thinking about all the things that we've drank tonight, and I'm going to say cheers just so we wrap up here in the next couple minutes. We can watch Thursday Night Football, Yankees versus Red Sox, all that fun stuff. You'll notice this is darker in color too. This is Añejo, is just aged for longer than, is it 6 months? Anything over 6 months? Or maybe it's a year. I can't remember. I think it may be over a year. How long? Let me look. Aged. Okay. And Añejo, okay, perfect. And Añejo is anything that's been aged in a barrel for greater than 1 year. I just looked it up here. So this has been aged for over a year. I don't know the exact specs on it. Let me smell it first before we give it a taste. Okay. Yeah, this is like fruit forward, I would say. Barely. It's not woody. I wouldn't say woody. It doesn't smell like a wood barrel. But like very fruit forward. Not that alcohol, you burn your nose hairs, have the hairs on your back and your neck stand up here. As soon as it hit my tongue, kind of gives me whiskey vibes as we think about that. But speaking of the cost point, you can look it up on the website. I already showed it on the screen a little bit earlier. But the Blancos are typically going to be in general. Blancos can start out at $0 to, I'll say, like $60. There's no, if you get the most expensive, that's going to be the best tasting or anything like that. You just got to find a brand that you like, trust, and respect, and just try all the different kinds. If you're a tequila lover, people will typically start with the Blanco, and that's how we started our conversation tonight. I was coming from drinking whiskey, and I told you some of the favorite whiskeys that I liked. So one of the first things I tried at that James Beard Eat America tour was the tequila reposado. And this is how I fell in love with Mijenta, is by drinking this. I was like, oh, I thought tequila was like Jose Cuervo. I thought tequila was like, you can get it in a gallon tub and it burns you. You got to chase it with salt and lime. That's what I thought tequila was before having stuff like this. But if I was coming from a whiskey, the price point on reposados are anywhere from maybe like $35 to, there's some very expensive reposados. So I'll just say $80, right? It can be more, it can be less. And again, the price point doesn't determine what's in the bottle, right? You got to try it to see if you like it. And then añejos, those are the expensive ones, right? Because they're sitting on their property for a long period of time, greater than a year. I have some ones up here that are 5 years old. I think I have one that's 7 years. So maybe I'll do a tour of that. If anyone's interested in a tour of the liquor cabinet, I also put the liquor cabinet, if anyone's interested in that, in the description box as well. Perfect. So grab that. Again, you don't have to buy the liquor cabinet. It is Amazon Prime Day on the 7th, 8th, and 9th, I think, of next week. So maybe you use my link and just put some stuff in your cart. You do not have to buy anything that's in those links that I provided, though. It does help me out, though, if you first click on the link and then do your shopping as you normally do on Amazon. Okay, so the anejos are expensive because they're sitting on property for greater than a year, sometimes 5 years, without anybody touching it. I think a price point on anejos, if I was to guess, is like typically you're not going to see anything less than $80. Some of them will be like $500. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like whiskey. Whiskey is getting crazy. Anejos, though, with tequila are very expensive. The mijenta, I don't know what that costs. Let me see. And again, I'm just going on the mijenta website. I don't always buy direct. But again, if we get a sponsorship, maybe I will buy direct. Yeah, it's saying it's $199.99. I'm going to tell y'all that I did not pay $200 for this bottle. I don't know if I got it from a online liquor store or otherwise, but I did not pay $200 for this. No way. No way. But smells like, I mean, glass topper, right? We talked about that. Man, I would say, caramel. Maybe it smells like caramel. Is butterscotch the same as caramel? Like those little butterscotch candies I used to get at my grandma's house. It kind of smells like that. But yeah, very smooth. Very smooth. Okay, we're going to rapid fire for the next 2 minutes. Someone told me don't stand up. I might fall over after having the 7 or the 5 shots of tequila. I've been trying to drag it out over the 2 hours we've been here. Okay. Unboxing. Back when the Amex Plat was actually exclusive. Yeah. The Amex Plat used to come in, and the Chase Ritz-Carlton card used to come in a literal box. Like I was showing the mijenta box. Yeah. Keep showing the product online. Okay. Good advice. Good advice. I'm new to this whole trying to understand this concept thing. Everclear will set you on fire. Yeah. Yeah. Does it say the APV on this? So the anejo is 80 proof, 40% alcohol by volume. I'm just going to go with the original line. The original line, Reposado, is also 40% alcohol by volume and 80 proof. And the Mijenta Blanco is, also 80 proof. Okay, 40% alcohol by volume. I'm looking at the limited edition bottles. Let me just check. Okay, 2 of the limited edition bottles are different than 80 proof. So this limited edition number 1, this is not available on the Mijenta website anymore. So you can't buy this direct. You have to go through a secondary seller. This is 100 proof at 50% alcohol by volume. The Miestra selection number 2 is 40% or 80 proof as well. And then the last limited edition bottle here is 90 proof, so 45% alcohol by volume. So take the alcohol by volume and times it by 2 to get the proof if you need to do the math. Okay. All right. Let me just double check. Everclear will set you on fire. Clase Azul. Yep, that's that white with the blue writing. Is your Prime credit card connected to the link? I don't understand the question, Manuel. Okay, so if you use the links in my description to Amazon, first of all, I can't see anything that you buy, but as long as you click on the link and do your regular purchasing, I will get a little bit of a commission. Very small. I think it's like 1% of anything you put in your cart. And if you connect your Prime card, you can still get your 5% cash back and all that stuff. I don't have a Prime credit card. I canceled it last year. So I don't know what that question means. Ian, welcome back. We're just about wrapping up. Just got home from work. Nice. If you find out who the distributor is for your city or state, it could speed up the process with mijenta. Okay. Okay. That's helpful. I know some people that work in restaurants. Do you plan on making a tequila channel too? Haven't seen much on YouTube about tequila, but I know whiskey is big. No, my number one passion is travel. But when I travel, right, that's when I pick up the tequila. That's when I may find some fun stuff. But no, if I do tequila things, it's going to be just this series called Tequila Talks. We can talk through it. So it may be a bit of a different audience as we think about that. Okay. We're going to go until 8:35 Eastern Standard Time. So exactly 4 more minutes. Let me rapid fire through these questions and finish off this anejo. Man, that's good. Woo, that's good. Okay. Thoughts on changes to the Ritz-Carlton card. I did a couple videos, one with Anthony Venture and a couple others with some other folks. There were some proposed changes to the Ritz-Carlton card, and just in general, people have said this card hasn't undergone any changes in a while. I don't like to speculate too much. If you want to check, again, in the description box down below, I put in my projections for 2025. I'll do a tequila talk with talking through seeing what's realized in my predictions that I made earlier in January. But otherwise, I don't know, right? There's no rumors. The rumors on Reddit are just that. There's not anything issued by Chase. There's not anything issued by like reputable sources, like, the blogs and things like that. So until then, I'm glad that they're not thinking about the Ritz-Carlton card. It's perfect. In my opinion, at $395 per year or $455 per year, that's perfect. That's perfect to me. Okay. That's it. I'm going to try and rapid fire. I got 2 more minutes. I'm so slow at this. I think it's the tequila talking. See what I did there? Okay. Does cell phone protection apply to credit? Sorry. Let me try again. Let me have some water too. Oh, I'm almost out of water. Does cell phone protection apply to plans that you maybe pay in full for, such as US Mobile, Mint, and Visible? Yes, there are a number of cards that offer cell phone protection. One of those, and my favorite, is the Wells Fargo autograph card. And let me show it on the screen. Y'all know I like to show the cards I have. But boom, there it is. This is my Wells Fargo autograph card. No annual fee. This card comes with cell phone protection up to $600. I have used it I have a phone with US Mobile, and I pay my $96 every single year. If anyone needs a referral link, please let me know as you get US Mobile. Highly recommend. You can pick between Verizon, T-Mobile, or switching between the 2 carriers for your service. But yes, the cell phone protection counts on those prepaid plans type like that. Someone asked, I did a couple of videos where I talked about casino status and loyalty. I linked those in the description box down below. And excuse me. What game do I play at the casino? You will catch me for sure at the craps table. That's like my number one game. If I go into a casino, like I am V-lining it to the craps table. Otherwise, to kill time, you may see me at blackjack. You may see me at roulette, but craps is my game. I love throwing the dice. I love like the energy and the vibe, good hype, and all that. I got 30 more seconds. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to answer these last 2 questions. I guess we'll have to do another Tequila Talks. So thank you so much for joining. Cheers to anyone that stayed the whole time. I greatly appreciate and respect you all. Go Yankees. Go anyone that you're cheering for except for the Red Sox. And thank you so much for the questions. I'm just going to see if there's any more questions with 5 more seconds left. Okay. I don't know. It does look like a driver's license. Okay. I think we like Tequila Talks, but please let me know any feedback. Cheers to you and good night.